Hello, welcome everyone. I'm sorry we had some technical problems. So welcome to the seminar on the regional cities in China. Today we're gonna have a webinar about Chengdu. But before we start with the webinar, I would like to make a short introduction about the EU SME Center. The EU SME Center is a project fully funded by the European Union. The purpose of this project is to help small and medium companies to get ready for China. We provide free and confidential information and advice, and we also give some practical support services. So the information and advice we provide is divided in four departments: business development, legal, standard and conformity assessment, and human resources and training. You can access to all these services if you register in our website. You have the link, and you can ask us any kind of inquiry, and we will reply in 7 days. You will be able also to access a lot of publications. We have more than 80 documents, including report, guidelines, case studies. We provide training in events in Europe and in China, and of course we have webinars like today. We do have also some databases accessible for the European SMEs, and you can find exhibitions and trade shows in China, and you can also find a service provider database. These are companies that provide services to companies in Europe that want to enter the market. In our support services, we have, for example, the hot desk. This is a physical location at our center in Beijing. You can stay for as long as 2 weeks, and you can use our resources. You can contact our experts and meet your clients and make a presentation using our meeting rooms. We are also organizing matchmaking and networking events, and we will be happy also to receive your delegations here at the center. So this webinar is part of a series of webinars comparing different cities in China. We have selected 5 cities which are the headquarters of the Europe Enterprise Network contacts points in China. So we have already talked about Tianjin, Changsha, Shanghai, and today is the turn from Chengdu. Here are some figures about the population in these cities. As you can see, there are very big populations. Chengdu, for example, today is 14 million people, and this is definitely a good opportunity for European companies. When we look at some of the economic data, the GDP growth year by year, if we look at Chengdu, we can see it's one of the cities with the highest growth. It's only Tianjin that is going ahead of Chengdu, but actually Tianjin it's one of the cities that has been selected by the national government to be the pole of development. So I think it's very significant that Chengdu has these big numbers and these big increases. Chengdu, I think in China is well recognized. It's a city with a very good image. Like Chinese, they all like Chengdu. They have an impression of it's a laid back city, and it's one of the cities that people find more livable in China. So for today's presentation, we have the honor to have with us today Mr. Andrelli. Mr. Andrelli is a senior managing staff at the EU Project Innovation Center, also known as UPIC. And he's currently acting as a chief representative of the UPIC EU office in Brussels, so he's based in Brussels. And then he is very well connected and in contact with the Enterprise Europe Network partners from the 28 EU member states, so he can focus his attention on strengthening social and economic cooperation between Chengdu, Western China, and Europe. So Mr. Li has over a decade of experience promoting the EU-China collaboration in business, trade, investment, and also technology transfer. And before joining UPIC, Mr. Li worked as a senior executive secretary to vice president of Hainan Airline Group for 5 years, and then for over 10 years as a senior project manager in the EU-China bilateral cooperation for the Directorate General for Development and Cooperation of the European Commission. Mr. Li graduated from Nanjing University of Science and Technology in 1995, and he also received a diploma in foreign trade. But in 2002, he also received a master's degree in horticulture economics from the University of Hanover in Germany. So after this introduction, I will let the microphone to Mr. Li so he can start the presentation about Chengdu. So welcome, Mr. Li, and please go ahead.
Thank you, Javier. Thank you. Thanks to the SME Center providing me this chance as a key speaker to introduce UPIC, EEM West China, and Chengdu. And good afternoon and good morning for everyone. Yeah. First I would like to introduce about the EEM West China. Yeah. EEM, as the full name is Enterprise European Network, is an instrument initiated by the European Commission to promote the EU SMEs as trade investment and technology transfer joint research in a global level. And the UPIC, the full name is EU Project Innovation Center, is a non-government and a non-profit organization, was established in year 2006, which is the only Asia Investor Program supported project in China. And since year 2011, UPIC took the lead of the EEM West China network, covering 10 provinces in Western China. And our core business area include ICT, biology, precision mechanism, aviation, environmental protection, modern agriculture, and etc. Yeah. So as the leading partner of the EEM West China, UPIC's main mission is for the business incubation for EU companies in Chengdu, Sichuan province, especially for SMEs. And it's a platform for EU-China cooperation in terms of trade, investment, technology transfer, and joint research, and internationalization service to Chinese company for going to Europe. And also that we are in charge of the EU project implementation and participation. For example, in year past, we have participated in Asia Invest, Switch Asia FP7, and Horizon 2020 project sponsored and initiated by the European Commission. And we have a very close cooperation and coordination with the EU Trade and Investment Promotion Platform in China, for example, like the EU SME Center and the China IPR SME Help Desk. And for sure that another main task for us is to promote and develop the Europe enterprise network in Chengdu, Sichuan, and Western China with our partners within the consortium. Our team is composed of the experts covering all commercial and industrial fields. They are professional and they are positioned to provide you the advices and information. And also that we set up a platform for investment and financial services, which that you can always approach us to get these useful advices and support. Yeah. With the close cooperation with its local IPR protection agencies and the EU IPR help desk, we support you for the IPR protection and management. And also that we provide this multi-language services for a better communication. Yeah. Like we, okay, it's a bit too fast. Yes, yeah. And the business incubator for European companies is our the key business and the key task. And we provide soft lending services. We have more than 2,200 square meters incubation offices, which is fully equipped with meeting rooms, back-counters, chatting rooms, public area, and reception. And also that we provided tailored, effective, and efficient services to help European SMEs to reduce the costs and the risks, especially in the startup phases. Services we provided as follows, like the representative office registration, business consulting and monitoring, free office facilities for 3 to 6 months, and legal and IPR support, custom and logistical assistance, banking, accounting services, and languages services. Also that we support you for the human resource recruitment. Up to the day that we have already got 52 EU applicants served, and so far, and including 7 organizations and 45 enterprises. Hereafter is a list, but not exhaustive. You can see that some of them are the government agencies, some are the Chamber of Commerce of the European member states, and some of them are the European small and medium-sized enterprises. And this graph provides you like a picture of these successful stories that by our incubation services, the EU SMEs reached the business agreement with the Chinese ones. For example, like the wireless charger market entry in Europe is a liveable company. It's a local Chengdu company with the support of UPIC. Reach the business agreement with big French wholesalers and make the wireless chargers access to the European market. So UPIC set up a platform to enhance and strengthen the EU-China cooperation. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Bit too fast. Oh. Oh. Hello, Javier. I want to go backward.
Okay, I will change. I will change the presentation now. We apologize the audience for the.
Yeah, please go back to this slide of this. Yeah, indeed, this one. Thank you, Javier. Yeah. And UPIC set up a big platform for EU-China cooperation, which is named EU-China Business and Technology Cooperation Fair. This fair is on an annual basis and now becomes the biggest platform and most important platform in China for EU-China cooperation. The fair started from 2006 and till last year, 8 editions of the fair has been held. In total, 1,500 SMEs participating in the fair, and for the Chinese participants, it's more than 3,000. And in this total 8 editions, 995 international cooperation agreements have been reached, and more than 30% of them and more than 30% are successful that in terms of this matchmaking rate. Also that we provide the internationalization services to Chinese companies. For example, like organize a cluster cooperation event in Europe. We organize missions to Europe for B2B discussion and also do the partner searches for our Chinese clients in field of like technology and innovation, trade and investment. Also before that, okay, yeah. Nice, yeah. Before conducting this company mission or B2B event to Europe, we do the professional services for our Chinese clients for the European market investigations, the PR support, cross-cultural management, to give them a better idea and understanding of the European market and their potential partners in Europe. Having the close relationship with the European Commission, we also support the EU project in China. And we are the main and a key project implementer and participator regarding the EU projects. And we have ever participated in Asia Investor programs and also FP7 choice programs, supporting and strengthening the Chinese collaboration on ICT research with Europe. And for the Dragon Star program, we joined it as active Chinese partners and focusing on the technology and the research cooperation. And for Switch Asia project, we performed as partners in Chengdu, Sichuan, and supporting the sustainable revival of livelihood in post-disaster threat. And this picture is from the Enterprise Europe Network Management Agency, which is the EU SME agencies. It's a statistics to show that the E-Invest China is a composition. Actually, that within this E-Invest China, there's in total 9 partners, and the EU Project Innovation Center is taking the lead. These 9 partners cover Sichuan, Chengdu, Shanxi, Xi'an, Yunnan, and it's some of them are the chambers of commerce and some of them are the universities, you can see it. And these statistics show that E-Invest China in the year past had a good performance, and actually that we organized 17 brokerage events in year 2013, and in total we reached 9 partnership agreements, and we received 40 expressions of interest from EE and overseas partner. And our website has an access volume above 2.8 million, and we received the cooperation information from more than 4,000 Chinese enterprises, and the total number of this inquiry exceeded 44,000 in the year past. And this is a website the UPIC made exclusively used for the E-Invest China. But a little bit unfortunate that the English version is still under development, so yeah, it's better to check to serve our Chinese versions. And this is our contact information for any inquiries or like as a business interest, corporation interest in the trade investment or like research or technology transfer. You can always approach us. in this address and in this email address, either for Chengdu or that in Brussels. And also that welcome you to have a visit to our Brussels office. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Andre, for this interesting first part of the presentation. And yeah, I hope the audience now is more familiar with the EEN West China and the UPIC, of course. And now please go ahead and let us know more about Chengdu and the opportunities for small and medium companies.
Okay, thank you, Javier. Yes, again me. This time it's a different with previous editions. This time that I myself will give the both two presentations. First is for UPIC and second is for the introduction to Chengdu. No? Okay. Yeah. So the structure of this part presentation is just like, first I will give an overview to Chengdu, and then I will give you an overview to the Chengdu high-tech zone, which is the engine of the Chengdu economic and social development. And in the third part, I will raise some pilot industries to give you a more clear picture about this focal industries that the government supports. And the fourth, I will introduce a gateway to invest in Chengdu. So an overview of Chengdu, I think most of you are very familiar with this lovely and nice picture, the Panda. Chengdu is also called the city of Panda. It's not like Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou. Some of you might not have much knowledge about Chengdu, so I would start my presentation from a brief introduction of the history and the culture of Chengdu. Yes, Chengdu, the civilization, started its civilization from like 3,000 years ago. That's based on this discovery of this Jinsha relics. And the world famous heritage Dujiang Weirs was built in 2,200 years ago. And some of you, if you have some like Chinese cultural background, you might know the three kingdoms that's in Chengdu. One of them, the country named Shu, that chose the Chengdu as a capital city that in 1,800 years ago. And we also know that the first paper money was created in Chengdu in year 1223. And Chengdu is has 24 national historic and cultural cities. Is one of the 24 national history and cultural cities in China. And this is the China map showing that the geographical location of Chengdu. As the leading capital city, Chengdu can influence a huge market of the middle and west China that covers 1/4 of the country's land and 300 million people. Chengdu is for the Western and Midwestern China. Chengdu is a science and technology center, financial center, trade center, and also is recognized as a transportation and telecommunication hubs in the Western and Mid-China. Chengdu has a registered population of 11.63 million and a permanent population of 15.32 million, being the fourth largest megacities in China. According to the government statistics, the regional GDP of Chengdu reaches renminbi 813 billion. That's 13% up compared with the year past. And you can see that the service industry is a dominant part. And after that is industry and construction. Agriculture in today's Chengdu only occupy a small proportion, although that Chengdu and Sichuan in history is considered as one of the main agricultural production areas in China. And the revenue of local public finance reaches renminbi 78.1 billion. Compared with last year, it's 18.9% up. Total retail sales of consumer goods reaches 331 billion. And the urban per capita disposable income is above 27,000 renminbi, which is equivalent to 4,500 US dollar. For rural, the per capita net income is above 11,000 renminbi. Sorry, for this remote control, it always has some small problems. Okay, in terms of education competitiveness, Chengdu ranked #1 in the central and west China. We have 36 research and development platforms, 21 national science and technological industrial basis parks, and 3 national university-based scientific and technology parks, 9 national scientific and technology enterprise incubators. Regarding the finance and trade aspects, in year 2012, the total foreign trade over 50 billion US dollar, as in year 2013. The statistics in year 2013 and representing 78% of the total of Sichuan, and thus ranked as #2 in West and Central China. And many foreign financial institutions choose Chengdu to set up their branches for the business operation, for example, like Citigroup, HSBC, and OCBC banks, etc. By December 2012, 233 Fortune 500 companies settled in Chengdu to expand their business in China, especially in Western China. So that this picture that showing you this 500 Fortune 500 companies who set up the offices and business and factories in Chengdu. Some of them are quite famous for us, like Bosch, Nokia, share there.
Sorry to interrupt you, Andre. I think this this a picture that shows that there is, of course, many multinationals, and this also for the European SMEs can represent an opportunity because they might be providers, suppliers of these companies, and they can try to get business opportunities, enter the market through these companies in Chengdu.
Yeah.
But before we continue with the presentation, I would like to ask our audience one question. We're going to launch a poll now, and what we want to ask is if they know if they could fly directly from Europe to Chengdu. And we have different options. Like, first one is no, not right now. It will be possible in few years. And the second one is like, no, it's impossible. You cannot fly to Chengdu. You need to fly to the main coastal cities like Beijing, Shanghai, or Guangzhou. And the third possible answer is like, yes, there is currently few European cities with direct flights to Chengdu. So I want to close the poll in few seconds, and then let's see what the audience have to say about this.
Yes.
So
This is quite an interesting survey to know that.
Okay, so now I'm sharing the results, and most of the attendees they have the correct answer, and but few of them, at least around to 20%, they believe there is no direct flights to Chengdu. So please, Andre, let them know.
Oh yes, indeed, because it's not like Beijing and Shanghai that almost all these European businessmen knows it. Actually, that we have some direct flight from Chengdu to the main European cities. Like up to today, we have the direct flight from Chengdu to Amsterdam, and Chengdu to London, Chengdu to Paris. And in the coming years, actually, I know that the Chengdu municipal government also that with the support of UPIC, and now we are negotiating that to open more direct flights with Central Europe and South Europe. For example, we are now exploring the possibility to open a direct flight from Chengdu to Prague, and also Chengdu to Madrid. Let's hope. Let's see that, but I'm quite confident that maybe just in 1 or 2 years we will see more direct flight to cover the whole Europe. Okay. Yeah, you can see that easily from this picture that this describes aviation transportation from Chengdu to the other cities, main cities in Europe and in Asia. We have the direct flight to Seoul, Tokyo, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Macau, Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, Moscow, and also at Dubai. And also you can see that some direct flight to Amsterdam, Paris, London. Maybe shift it to the full screen. Yeah, okay. Okay. With this picture that we can easily see that this is 2 hours circle. Within this 2 hour circle, that we can, from Chengdu by air transportation, we can reach most of the main cities in mainland China. And within this 4 hour circle, we can reach most of these major cities in Asia, like Singapore, Hong Kong, Taipei, Seoul, and almost Tokyo. Chengdu is one of the most important, the largest air hubs in mainland China. And in year 2012, the passenger route has already reached 31 million, which is the number 4 in China. And also that in Chengdu, that Chengdu Airport opened 19 non-stop passenger air routes and 9 non-stop cargo air routes to the main cities outside China. And from the 1st of September 2013, with the central government approval, Chengdu granted the foreign passengers a 72 hours visa-free transit policy, which means that Chengdu is the 4th city just after Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou that who provide this kind of like travel facilities to foreigners. And if you stop in Chengdu as a transit to the 3rd country, if you want to stay in Chengdu within 72 hours, you do not need a visa any longer from the 1st of September 2013. Okay. So this is this picture shows the railway transportation that of Chengdu. Chengdu is the main hub in terms of railway transportation in China. And it's a fifth top railway hub nationwide, has a comprehensive railway transportation characterized by the most complete supporting facilities and functions. And now it's 9 freight trains in operation from Chengdu to major ports like Shanghai, Shenzhen, Tianjin, Qingdao, and Lianyang. That in May 2010, Chengdu Railway Container Central Station, the largest one in Asia, was officially put in operation. And the annual handling capacity is 1.35 million TEUs and 2.5 million TEUs in the long run. And it might be interesting for our European audience that Chengdu Europe High-Speed Railway was opened in year 2013, and it starts from Chengdu and head forward to Lodz, Poland. The entire the journey will take 14 days and spend on the trip. And from Poland to anywhere in Europe, the distribution will only cost 1 to 3 days. And this operation of the high-speed railway from Chengdu to Europe in great extent facilitated the logistic between China and Europe. It provides a high-speed and low-cost service. Transportation time is shortened to 1/3 compared with traditional sea railway transportation, and the cost is only 1/4 of that of air freight. Also, it is a regular operation, at least 1 train every Friday. That by this means of transportation that you can enjoy the fast custom clearance. EDI transmission is carried out in the whole way. And this picture shows this highway network in Chengdu. Chengdu also is very important, like a highway hubs in Western China. And in total, that 8 national highways start from or pass through Chengdu. And also Chengdu is a central hub of the Sichuan highway network. And thanks to the central government Go West strategy that Chengdu had a significant economic and social development in the past 10 years. And it also was awarded by the central government with foreign honors like National Environment Protection Model City, National Garden City, top 10 most business cities in China, Best Management City, the highly recommended city by Taiwan investors, and also National Modern City for Culture and Ethical Progress. The city with the strongest soft power in China, the flagship city to invest in Inland China by Fortune magazines, and the world's fastest growing city of the next decade by Forbes. Chengdu has several official international representations like US, Germany, France, Singapore, South Korea, Pakistan, Thailand, Philippines, Sri Lanka have already set up their consulate in Chengdu. Australia will set up the consulate in Chengdu quite soon. So regarding amenities, yes, traveling and doing business in Chengdu, that you don't need to worry about this logistic issues, accommodations. Chengdu provides you with a series of international brand hotel services like Kapinski, Shangri-La, Sofitel, and also some very nice Western-oriented compound for you choose. And also like there's internationally known retailer from EU, US, and Japan to facilitate your life. For example, like Gafu, Metro, 7-Eleven, and Walmart. Entertainment facilities such as a tennis court, bowling alleys, fitness club, and nightclubs are also available around the whole city. For your children's education, that international schools from nursery to high school for children of foreign nationals, and also that Chengdu provide a high quality and high efficient medical services like you can always approach to the home family hospital, and also you can get the international medical clinic services in Chengdu. Just like you get it in Beijing and Shanghai. So that this paragraph lists the industry priorities that is stipulated in the government document that to show the investment orientation in Chengdu. It includes the advanced manufacturing industry, modern service industry, and urban agriculture. I will not elaborate it too much as time is limited, and I will shift to this Chengdu high-tech zone for a detailed introduction. This area is the engine of the Chengdu economic and social development. And Chengdu high-tech zone was approved in 1991. It's one of the earliest national high-tech zone. So you can see that in geographical location that this high-tech zone has two parks. One is in the west and one is in the south. The south park is quite close to the Shuangliu Chengdu International Airport. The two parks, according to the geographical locations, has different functions and focus on the different industrial industries. So, a bit too slow. Yes, the South Park covers mainly. Okay, that is a pity. Hello, Javier. Could you help me to go backwards to the slide of the South Park introduction, the slide 1?
Yes, Andre. Hold on a second. We're having a small technical problem, so we'll get back to there.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, Andre, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Javier. Now, the South Park total area is 86 square kilometers and become a new science and technology and commercial city, focus on software outsourcing, financial back office, headquarters, and exhibition center. And the West Park with a planned area of 43 square kilometers, focusing on the developing IT, biomedical industry, and aerospace. And by the end of year 2013, that in total 33,000, more than 33,000 companies registered in the high-tech zone, among which that's more than 1,000 companies are foreign invested enterprises, including over 120 Fortune 500 and world-renowned companies like Intel, Dell, Lenovo, Toyota, and etc. High-tech zone ranked number 4 among all the China's state-level high-tech zone and is strongly supported by the national, provincial, and municipal authorities. And in year 2013, Chengdu high-tech zone achieved an industry added value of 104 billion RMB. That's 19% up. I will introduce some pilot industries in the high-tech zone. And also this pilot industry that is an investment priority as a government like stipulated in the government development strategy papers. The first pilot industry in the high-tech zone is IT software development and process outsourcing. And it's in the high-tech zone above like 100,000 employees working for more than 800 software and BPO enterprises. And the software industries in Chengdu high-tech zone covers like IC design, service outsourcing, information security, and digital in entertainment, and etc. The second is the integrated circuit industry. That by the end of year 2012, the total investment in the IC industry exceeded $2 billion in this high-tech zone. The representative players in high-tech zone include Marvell, Fujitsu, MTK, and Huawei, the Chinese local companies. And the third pilot industry is a biomedical industry. In this area, Chengdu has one of the most competitiveness in mainland China. And more than 200 pharmaceutical companies has already opened their business in the high-tech zone, and over 150 has GMP certificate. Precision manufacturing industry, and this kind of industry is closely linked to the aerospace industry. As Chengdu has a very strong competition in aerospace and aviation industry. This industry mainly develops aeronautical component manufacturing and maintenance, and most tools industry. Finance services. Up to year 2012, there are 15 major financial service organizations located within the Chengdu high-tech zone, including the main Chinese banks like ICBC, Agricultural Bank of China. And also like in the Chengdu high-tech zone, there's the biggest financial back office center in the Western China, with an investment 12 billion RMB. IT and the communication industry, that in Chengdu high-tech zone that's gathered by a group of new generation communications companies represented by Siemens, Motorola, Nokia, Alcatel, Huawei, and ZTE. And Chengdu high-tech zone is one of the largest research and development center for new generation mobile communications in China. The last but is the most interesting industry, at least from my point of view, is the convention and exhibition industry. The Chengdu convention, Chengdu is ranked as the first in the Midwest for the convention and exhibition. In year 2012, in total 456 exhibitions was held. Exhibition areas is above 2.7 million square meters, participants more than 84 million, goods traded more than 350 billion RMB. And in year 2013, the 12th Fortune Global Forum and the 12th World China Entrepreneurs Convention was held in Chengdu Convention and Exhibition Center, which is located in the Chengdu high-tech zone. And major exhibitions with international influence include the IT, automobile, pharmaceutical, new energy, food and beverage, aerospace. And with years of experience working on the EU-China cooperation, and especially focusing on the with Chinese enterprises, we strongly suggest that to find a right gateway to investing in Chengdu, also in Sichuan province, and the best way to present yourself is to join the EU-China Business and Technology Cooperation Fair that's held in Chengdu on an annual basis in October. The EU-China Business and Technology Cooperation Fair is exclusively reserved for the EU-China cooperation, especially to provide a platform for EU SMEs to present their business, cooperation, and trade investment, also technology and research cooperation in the to their Chinese potential partners. That 8 editions has been held, and over 10,000 B2B meetings was arranged for this in these 8 editions of fair, and for the participants, and the average success rate is over 30%. And it's the biggest international platform for investment, trade, and technology cooperation. This big fair was hosted by MOFCOM, Ministry of Science and Technology, and the CCPIT and Sichuan provincial governments, and also strongly supported by the European Commission and EU member states, Enterprise Europe Network. The 9th EU-China Business and Technology Cooperation Fair will be held on the 21st to 23rd October this year. And the focal topic of this year's fair is urbanization relevant industries, environmental protection, modern agriculture, biopharmaceutical, and general innovation IT sectors. So now I will read some concrete examples that the business cooperation fostered and supported by the UPIC. And for the confidentialities, I will not release all the information, and I will just give you a general picture. First is Eurocopter China. As they want to provide, they have this capacities and like to provide the professional training service to China, and UPIC supported Eurocopter China to cooperate with Civil Aviation Flight University of China and jointly launching a professional training courses for helicopter pilots, as China is in heavily shortages of this general aviation pilot. And the target is that by year 2015 that this training will provide the China with at least 150 graduates. The second case is Vandenberg. Germany is linked to as for manufacturing. That after we have a first contact in this EU-China business fair, that we supported Vandenberg to have a plant set up in the high-tech zone in year 2012. The total area is 12,000 square meters, and the investment reaches 36 million RMB. We provided a packages service, including the commercial registration, tax policy consultation, office service, accounting, annual inspections, even the staff recruitment and visa issues. And for Hebang Group, it is Chinese local companies. They approached UPIC to ask for us to support their overseas investment and acquisition demand. And based on their request, we searched within EEN network for potential target enterprises, and we focused, and then we fixed our target with some companies from Ukraine, Switzerland, UK, and France. Now that with our support, that the further negotiation is undertaken, and we hope that the final contract can be concluded by the end of this year. And the fourth example is Chengdu Information Technology Limited, also a Chinese local company. He expressed his willingness for a joint research program with EU partners, and we're seeking for this Chengdu information companies for European mobile internet technology researchers. And we have already contacted with Radio Shop and Altera Group, which are two French companies in the first phase, and then we will further develop and negotiate with these two companies to see the possibilities of joint research. And this graphs I would like to show that a new idea and a new innovation on this business cooperation, especially that it focuses on the class industry cooperation. In order to improve our efficiencies and effectiveness, UPIC specifically designed this model, and we have already successfully practiced this model with a foreign fund. Actually, that we first cooperate with a foreign fund. The foreign fund aims to find the support from the EU member states, national government support, or the regional government support to promote the cluster industry for their business development outside the EU territory. And once both sides, the European Fund and UPIC, identify the potential topics or the areas interesting for Chinese ones, we will join agreement to jointly set up a fund to support this cluster industry to come to China to have a cooperation with the Chinese cluster industries. And in China, in the Chinese fund, jointly funded by the European fundraisers and the UPIC, the Chinese fund will support the joint venture companies in China with the state and with the government support, and also will help them to develop the business, and also will support them to find the local markets. Of course, also will support them with financial tools and other means of financings.
Thank you very much, Andre. This has been
Thank you.
a very interesting presentation. We are over time now already, but quickly I'm going to ask you some, at least a couple of questions from the audience. One of the questions was how, like, at the beginning of the presentation, you explained success stories for Chinese companies entering the EU market. And he was wondering what if there are examples on the other way around, but I think you covered that in the last part of your presentation. So what I would like to ask you now is, because food and beverage is a sector that it's a big interest for our clients, for the European SMEs, what do you think? Is local people in Chengdu interested in buy European products, and what about the local importers? Can you tell us something about it?
Yes, indeed. That we made a market investigation that last year. We see that it's a tremendous increasing demand from the Chinese customers on the European food and the beverage. And but the problem is that we don't have like too many channels in the Western China to provide these Chinese customers qualified European food and the beverage. But from the from the demanding aspects, I can assure that our European enterprises that this food and beverage demand is increasing tremendously and sharply. Yeah.
Thanks, Andre. I think that's common characteristics in the China inline. The distribution is not that easy. The importers, they tend to be in the coastal areas. We think the train, the new line, could be a good opportunity for European companies in the food and beverage sector. And the last question, if a company is interested in develop their market to sell their products in, for example, Yunnan, USAE and West Point covered it area, how could you help them? What could you do for them?
Yes, as you see that within the EU and West China consortium, we have our Yunnan partners. Normally that we will proceed with this support like this. If we have our partners in this province, we will convey you like inquiries to our partners, local partners, and ask their full support for you. And if they further have some problems or questions, you can always approach us. Yeah.
Thank you, Andre. And unfortunately, we have some other questions. We will reply by email, but we're really over time. So just I would like to remember all the audience to check out our new website. It's just been updated, and then some of the events are coming. And next April 22nd, we will have a webinar about turnover taxes for European SMEs in China. And also we have an event here in Beijing on April 23rd, establishing a company outside Beijing, challenges and benefits of second and third tier cities. So I encourage the people here in Beijing to join this event. So thank you very much, Andre, for your presentation. Thank you all the attendees for being there, and look forward to see you again in one of the activities. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you and bye-bye.